some days your only job is not to quit, and that counts. Absolutely. Shout out to author of this quote. Y'all know I'd be shouting them out personally. But that is a fact. Like, and if you're listening to this message collective, your only job right now in your season of life is to not quit. Okay. Um, Sometimes we feel like we have to do so much, but sometimes the best thing in life is to not to just be okay with where we are in life, because there are periods and moments in our life where, we go through moments of reflection, and we go through moments of like downtime, and or we go through moments of where we are experiencing a lot of turbulence in our life. And you know some days we have to rest. It's most certainly important to never give up and to always put in that work and to put in that fight and to really get the work done. But some days you do need to rest. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but you have to be okay with just not giving in, because sometimes it's easier to just let go, especially when you're on the healing journey, when you're on the spiritual journey, you're back getting to the journey of healing yourself and becoming whole. It gets very easy to want to throw in the towel because most of our lives we've had the cards stacked against us, so it's like when you keep going, like when you decide, oh, okay, I'm going to start making these changes, to be better in life, our minds automatically think that we're supposed to get the immediate results or immediate change. Our ego wants us to be satisfied. So our ego wants us to get those immediate results. And when it doesn't happen, it's easy to get discouraged. It's easy to just say, F it, give up, and just say, I'm going to just go back to the regular me. I'm going to just go back to the old me, do the old me. That's what we're comfortable with. That's what's easy, but it's a lot harder to fight giving up. It's a lot harder to say, hey, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to stick this out. I'm going to, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I know I'm not going to quit. I don't know where I'm headed. I don't know where I'm going. I don't even know how this is going to turn out. Okay. This right now, it don't feel good. It doesn't, like this process, I don't like it, I'm ready to give up. I want to give up so bad, but I know it's going to cost me more if I give up. Like, I'm going to be regretting not going forward. I'm going to be looking back like, dang, I wonder if I would have just kept it up, where would I be right now? Now I got to start back at square one, so don't quit because, you don't want to start back at square one, or you don't want to start over, Sometimes when we quit or give up on something, we have to start all the way back over, like in a game. Like when it's game over, you start back over from step one, day one, level one. Like, and sometimes that can cost you a lot, so learning how to persevere through your problems is what's going to build your character up. It's going to build you up, your strength. And it's going to give you the confidence to keep going. So each problem that you face, you become stronger and stronger. And you just keep facing it head on and head on to the point where you're just coasting through them. At first it seemed like these trials were big and they were hard and tough. But as you keep persevering through them, you realize you're going to get through. It's just a matter of time, And as each time that you get through each obstacle, you get better. You get more confident. You get a little bit more energetic and, challenging yourself even when it comes to those things, because that's why it counts, is to not quit. It's not about you having to win. It's not about you having to have a successful day all the time. It's not always about you winning. Some days you can take a loss. Some days you can just sit in silence. Some days you cannot have it all figured out, but as long as you don't quit and give up on yourself, as long as you still are standing and still bet on yourself and still believe in yourself, that is what matters here. That is the important part, is betting on yourself. It don't matter if you bet on yourself and you don't win. It don't matter if you bet on yourself and you don't get the results you were looking for. It don't matter you bet on yourself and you didn't make a profit. It matters that you bet on yourself, because that is what's key. There's going to be a time when you bet on yourself and you hit big, but it starts with you having to bet on yourself first. You can't just not bet on yourself and expect, great things. So just understand that you're not always going to feel your best, especially when you're on your healing journey. You're not always going to feel like growth or feel like changing or feel like wanting to just, it gets hard. I know how life is, but the key here is to not give up. Always keep in the back of your head, like, listen, I'm not where I need to be, so I'm not going to give up until I get to where I need to go, So understand that when you have when you're having a bad day, or when you're having a bad week, or when you're having a bad month, or even a bad quarter, like a bad season, understand that, again, it's just temporary. It's not permanent, so don't just keep going through the motions, just keep pushing through. Me, as somebody like, I would give up so easily. I would quit so fast. Like, when I would experience like trouble, like maybe I had trouble at a workplace, or maybe I was battling with like some type of addiction or something. Like, I would be so easy to just give in or give up and just say F it, or quit a job so fast each time. But now, every time that I quit a job, it's like I got wiser and I learned, like, okay, I'm going through something similar at the next job. So then I know it's not to be taken personally. Like, I can't be taking it personal. Like, it's not something I'm personally doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just how it is. Like, so I will go through the motions, like, okay, well, now I know how to problem solve at a job. Let me learn how to problem solve. Let me learn how to stick this out. Let me learn how to face my problems head on and just go through it. Like, you got to learn how to practice with just getting uncomfortable and learning how to be okay with being uncomfortable and be okay with not knowing where your next step is coming from or where your next idea is coming from. But your main goal is to not quit on yourself, not give up on yourself. That's the only thing that matters. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be well liked. You don't have to know what you want to do in life. All you need to do is not quit and not give up on yourself, and always bet on yourself. Okay. So I hope this gets out to who it needs to get out to. All right. If you are new, this is your first time hearing me, please make sure you subscribe. I would love to have you as a part of our tribe. If you are returning, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Make sure y'all comment, like the video. I will see y'all later. I will talk to y'all later. I'm out. Core.